Zip I am here. 5 reasons someone is smiling depression. A smile that is done to cover up one's depression. Smiling depression is a smile that individuals do to hide their depression from others. With this fake smile, a person looks happy, has no problems, or looks fine. In fact, behind the smile, this person may be sad, depressed, or depressed. Other people rarely realize this, and so the neglect of depression can go on for a long time. In fact, depression is a mental health problem that must be taken seriously. Even so, many do smiling depression because they feel it is a disgrace. In addition, there are several other reasons that make people do smiling depression. Take a look. 1. Comforting others can comfort ourselves. The myth of comforting others is considered the same as comforting ourselves often makes us work hard to please others. Even though this is not necessarily the best solution, you know. Comforting others when we are difficult is a form of denial. The joy of comforting others only happens for a moment. After no one is around, then your heart will be empty again. As a result, the problem that makes you depressed will not be solved because we are busy covering it up. Instead, your mind and mentality will become even more depressed. 2. Feeling others won't understand our problems. Seeing other people as carefree, laughing happily, and enjoying life, we become reluctant to share our problems with them. The thought comes to mind that other people won't understand what our problems are because they are in a different position. The feeling of being trapped in darkness makes us distrust the kindness of others. It's things like this that make us end up creating a happy mask as a self-defense. Unfortunately, this feeling makes us feel even worse. You know. 3. The feeling that this depression can be cured by itself. Depressed people often think that this health problem is something that can heal by itself. This statement makes them feel like they don't need the help of others. Taking depression lightly is a warning that we are not mentally well. If several attempts to please yourself still don't make you truly happy, this is a sign that we need help from others. Stop smiling depression, be honest with those closest to you, and ask them for help. 4. Pretending depression doesn't exist. Another reason that makes us do smiling depression is the assumption that depression doesn't exist. This mental problem occurs because of the feeling that we have not done anything good for ourselves. For example, instead of solving the problem of depression, you choose to please yourself by clubbing, drinking, or other acts of pretending to be happy. Sadly, when this happy endeavor is over, the feeling of emptiness and depression will return. If this happens over and over again, the depression will be even harder to break. So, instead of pretending depression doesn't exist, it's better to accept reality and deal with it immediately. There's nothing wrong with confiding in someone you trust. Instead of spending time pretending to be happy, it is better to overcome depression by telling this to a therapist. Believe me, the burden will be lifted when you tell your story. 5. Feeling like you don't know yourself. Smiling depression for too long can make us not recognize ourselves. As a result, we are increasingly reluctant to admit our depression and end up doing our duty to pretend to be happy. If left unchecked, it becomes difficult for us to be honest with our own feelings. Of course, this can affect our relationships with our loved ones. Before it gets messy, be honest with yourself. Dare to tell yourself that you're not okay, and it's okay to ask for help from those who are competent. The most effective solution to overcome smiling depression is to be honest. Start by being honest with yourself, loved ones, and therapists. It's okay to tell others if we feel sad and unhappy. By daring to say what you feel, happiness can actually be easier to obtain.